I got a tattoo on my forearm. Y'all can't see it, but there's a tattoo on my forearm, right? So that was me reminding myself that no matter what the situation is, I should have faith in myself. And if I ever forget, just look at my arm. Oh yeah, I got faith in myself. I'm gonna get through it, right?
What if you're wearing like a shirt?
I get there with my old passport. This thing,
guys,
it is old.
His passport says master.
It does say master, like it is an old passport, right? But the file that had the press gets deleted by somebody. Who knows, right? So
I don't know who
one
that
person
is.
had it, and somebody said, I am living in my car and I just deleted this file. I would be living on the street without a car. I remember thinking when that happened, I just remember like, oh my fucking God, how could this have happened?
Hi everyone, welcome to the Vivid Experience podcast. Whoop, whoop, whoop. We should have a theme song. So there's this song I like to sing. It's like vivid imagination.
Did you make that up? You made
No,
up that?
it's an actual song.
Oh, okay.
Like really old song.
Okay.
And the sad thing is I don't know the rest. But that part is like...
But you probably can't even use the song because of copyright.
Correct.
So,
But then I don't sing it well, so like who's gonna come after me?
Maybe you could have AI make a different version of it.
That is
what-
you see?
That's what AI
Comes
for?
up with all the brilliant ideas,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah, right. All the brilliant ideas.
All of them, none of them are mine. Find him.
Yeah, right.
Sue him.
Yeah. Do not sue me. There's no money here, so.
That's what he says. But again, you're welcome. Today's episode is so close to my heart. I have a guest all the way from the USA. And he's actually such a cool person. I have Tunde Agboke here today. And today our topic is kind of funny, but also like very, very real. And it is, spoiler alert, it works out. Does it work out? We'll find out. We'll find out. But most times it works out better than you've planned, right? And that's what we've happened to see in our small time on Earth. We'll never admit that we're a certain age. But Tunde is definitely a person that embodies that spirit, right? He's known for his work in the public sector relations, but beyond that, he's a true optimist. Guys, like if you think I'm an optimist, you really haven't met him. Like if I say I believe I can land Mars on Earth and I can give him the right justification, he's going to be like, let's go for it.
Let's do it. Why not?
And he's someone that carries a hope that is absolutely contagious, right? So in this episode, we're not just going to be talking about work. We want to know what life and how life relates into that for you, resilience, joy, and what it means to stay grounded in a world that constantly tests your faith. Okay? So, guys, we're going to give you stories about optimism. But now that I have introduced him, I don't think I've done you justice, to be honest. So, do you mind telling us who you are?
Yeah, of course. I'm excited to be here. So, I'm Tunde Agboke, and I came in from Houston, Texas, but I was born here in Abeokuta. And I was telling Soph earlier that since I got here almost a week ago, I felt like I never left because the moment I got to the airport and I was in the passport entry line, I get there with my old passport. This thing,
guys,
it is old.
His passport says master.
It does say master, like it is an old passport, right? I haven't used it since I was a teenager, right? So, I get to the front of the passport line. The guy looks at me. He looks at the passport. He looks at me, and he's just like, welcome home, because he knows it's an old passport. He's like, I'm not even gonna waste time looking at this thing because it's clearly too old. So from that moment on, like everything has just been going. For me, it's been going great because it's felt like, all right, I haven't been gone as long as I've been gone.
No, really, guys. He's had like a really great time since he's been here. Like I was even asking him about like the weather and rain and traffic, and he's like, no, none of that. I'm like,
nothing. Weather's been great. Traffic's been great.
Do you want to take my place?
I'm like, what are people complaining about? It's great. Everything's great. So yeah, been loving it. Yeah.
But more about who you are in terms of what it is that you do, and then maybe your the principles that guide your optimism.
Okay, all right. So if you want to talk about my day job, I work for HP Inc. I'm the Director of Government Affairs and Public Policy. What that essentially means is I am one of the individuals who leads HP's engagement with government bodies and public-facing leaders. And essentially, I try to help craft strategy and policy to ensure that HP's business priorities are meeting at the intersection of what is meant to be the public good. Fortunately for me, most of my portfolio is about education and workforce. Mm-hmm. How can we leverage HP's technology to make education better and more accessible to people, right? But generally speaking, right, outside of my day job, I would say what makes me who I am is the essence of I always try to essentially be a defender of potential. I think from a very early age, I always knew that I had certain abilities to defend myself, speak up for myself, right? But there were many people out there who might not have that capability. And I always wanted to make sure that I was in a position to help those who might not be in a position to help themselves. Mm-hmm. So it's always been like ingrained in me that wherever I am, I've got to leverage my situation to try to help others and defend their potential to get to wherever they're trying to get to.
Guys, I've been in rooms where he's defended potential. I'm like, you see this in me? Gee, thanks. But really, he definitely is a person that stands up for what he believes in, and that is incredible. So I want to ask you a very personal question. Mm-hmm. Where does your optimism come from? Like childhood, things you've been through?
Yeah, no, it definitely childhood, right? So being born in Abeokuta, and then moving to London at an early age, and then moving back to Lagos, mm-hmm. right? And then moving to the U.S. I was in a lot of different environments, right? And in each of those environments, there was something different about me mm-hmm. than there was about the other people I was with. So if I'm just being honest, in all those scenarios, all 4 cities, I was in constant violent altercations with people. It was like a constant, no matter where I was in fights, and the fights weren't like shoving and pushing.
Are you serious? Because when I think of you today, I'm like pacifist.
I know, but I'm telling you, early on, it was nonstop violence, right? Uh-huh. And throughout that time, I realized I knew, okay, clearly I can defend myself, because whether it's in Lagos or it's in the U.S. or London, I'm defending myself, and I'm coming out in a way that I want to come out. But I would always see that there are other people that might be going through similar things mm-hmm. who couldn't necessarily defend themselves. So I'd be like, oh man, am I going to be one of them people that just watches other people get picked on and get bullied? Or am I going to be somebody who does something about it, right? So I always told myself that there's never going to be a situation in which Tunde is in and a bully is going to be allowed to be in that space, right? That's just not going to happen. And I'm going to do whatever I can do to make sure that I stand up for people.
And you know what is so inspiring about your story? It kind of sounds like the underdog story. It's like, then I have to make sure that the world is a better place for the rest of the folks here, right? So do you think that that's also one of the themes that, pushes you in your optimism?
Yeah, definitely. Because, I think it'd be really egotistical for me to think my actions are going to change the world, right? But
I believe it. If you think.
Yeah. But I think I'm more really hyper focused on how can I make sure that I'm not allowing myself to become a victim to whatever kind of negative situations out there, and how am I making things better for whoever I can make them better for, mm-hmm. right? So if that's for the world, great, hopefully. But if that's for Sophie in this one situation, then I'm going to do that, right? Because I really believe in the whole ripple effect type of thing, right? Mm-hmm. Like if I do something for you, maybe you'll do something for somebody else,
Absolutely.
So on and so forth, right? Exactly. So yeah, I'm just trying to do the best I can do in every situation.
And do you mind sharing like one personal experience? Like, I know that there are several defining moments, and you shared like, your upbringing and, mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The cities that you lived in, but was there like a catalyst, like one thing that happened, and you have to give us context too?
Okay. The one thing
and
that
it just
happened.
blew it all open.
So I wouldn't say there was one specific thing, but I can give you one story that really kind of encapsulates a lot of my optimism and how I see resiliency, right? So in my early 20s, actually in my late teens, right, I got a tattoo on my forearm. Y'all can't see it, but there's a tattoo on my forearm. The big word on my arm says, so it says self, right? And then the word inside the big word says faith. So the big word is self, the small word is faith. So it's faith in self, right? So that was me reminding myself that no matter what the situation is, I should have faith in myself. And if I ever forget, just look at my arm, oh yeah, I got faith in myself, I'm gonna get through it, right? So I got that tattoo.
What if you're wearing like a shirt? Sorry, guys. I
can roll up my sleeve and I remember it's here. But when I got the tattoo, I remember thinking, okay, all right, I always believed this, but having this is a good reminder. Fast forward, right, to my early 20s, so a couple years later, I'm living in my car, right? So I'm homeless, living in my car. I told you about it, right? So I'm living in my car, and I've got no money. and I'm taking showers at this local gym where it's like $10 to be a member. I'm like, I can afford the $10, right? So that's why I shower every morning, and I'm living in my car. And the people I work with don't know I'm living in my car. And my parents like, you're crazy. What are you doing? Why would you do this?
You're very African parents. By the way.
Very African. Like, what are you doing? And I'm like, look, I'm chasing my dream, and my dream requires me to be in this position at this moment. And I've got faith in myself that I'm gonna accomplish what I need to accomplish. But more importantly than that, I've got the resiliency to understand that sleeping in my car is a temporary thing. It's gonna get me to where I want to get to. So like, yeah, okay, some nights it was really cold, right? Some nights I was very hungry. But that's life. Like, there are people much more hungry than me, people much colder than me. So, you know? So I think the experience of, like, living in my car and not living in my car like, oh, this is a fun trip, but living in my car like, this is the ghetto. This is a struggle. And just, you know, it is what it is, right? Yeah. And just trying to make sure that I found my way out of that. And I did. So.
And you did, guys. I mean, he really did. So just to basically inspire professionals to, you know, constantly have hope, even in slow or fast-paced environments, I would like to ask you for an oopsie moment, like a spoiler moment, where things actually didn't go according to your plan, but maybe so many months down the line or years, they eventually turned up. Okay.
Oh my God, so many oopsie moments, so many moments where it's like, oh my God, what have I done? To pick one, all right, let me rewind a little bit. This was at the time where I was living in my car, and I was working for a PR firm in New York City, and that PR firm was in charge of running the Tribeca Film Festival, so the film festival that happens in New York. And
wait, you lived in your car in New York City?
Yeah.
Gosh, was it during winter?
It was for a year and a half.
Oh my God,
yeah, it was
guys.
During a winter. Yeah.
That is.
So, and the fun part about New York City is that there are all these parking lots, right? So like, so you got to move the car. So the number of times I'm constantly moving my car, right? Like moving my home. So, but you know, it is what it is.
What an experience.
Yeah.
Do you even look at New York the same way anytime you have to go back?
Honestly, it doesn't really even resonate, because for me it's like it was just a part of my journey, because I mean, so many other things that were crazier happened to me after that.
No way.
Girl, look, there's a reason I'm optimistic. I've been through some ish, right? And and I'm on the other side of it.
Because I'm just thinking, you walk down the street that, you know, you used to essentially live in, and you're like
yeah.
But back to Tribeca Film Festival and the company.
So the film festival is like one of the biggest things the company does, right? So it's like all hands on deck. And at the time, my boss is like the Michael Jordan, the LeBron of the company, right? And I'm her right hand. I don't know why she picked me to be a right hand, but I'm a right hand. And we have this document that basically has the list of all the press coming to the film festival. So you're talking about like hundreds and hundreds of press from across the world.
Right.
And I deleted the file.
No way.
So it's hard to run a film festival if you don't know which press are coming, because you can't then invite them to the specific red carpets, right? Because the way it works is you have all these red carpet events and you want to make sure that the press know about which red carpets are happening when. But the file that had the press gets deleted by somebody. Who knows, right? So
I don't know who
one
that
person
is.
had it and somebody somehow they got deleted. I don't know. I remember like my life flashing before my eyes like, are you kidding? I am living in my car and I just deleted this file. I would be living on the street without a car if I can't find this file.
Right.
And but thankfully the IT guy is a genius IT guy, and somehow like he recovered the file. My boss never found out I did it, and what I did after that was I took the file. And you guys got to remember this was like 2006, so saving in the cloud wasn't like it is now.
Yeah.
Like it was a thing, but not like it is now. So it wasn't that accessible. So after I get the file back, I proceed to save it like in 20 different places.
Why didn't you just print it, guys? Printers.
Because do you understand? Like I'm not walking because not only do I need it, but like everybody at the company needs it. Everybody needs to have this list of the press coming. And but yes, printers are key. Printers are key. But yeah, so I remember thinking when that happened, I just remember like, oh my fucking God, how could this have happened? Like, how could I have been that careless? Or does God hate me? Like, what is going on? But yeah, that was.
And he's sitting in the seat laughing. It's like, he thinks I hate him now.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait till he sees what I have planned.
Yeah, exactly. This is nothing. Yeah. So that, and I think another thing that taught me, right, is again, just have faith in yourself. It'll work out. Like, you'll figure it out. Like, because I could have, after that happened, I could have went into a spiral and been like, hope it's over. But I was calm. And I tried to figure out, okay, who can help me solve this? I called like 15 different people, which led me to that IT guy, who then was like, okay, well, meet me here, and then I'll work with you. And then after hours and hours, we found it, right? So that was just me kind of being like, all right, be patient, believe in yourself, and keep moving forward. And eventually you'll get to the result you want to get to. So when you talk about what type of advice can you give professionals, I think for me, a big part of who I am is the resiliency and is the ability to understand that things might not be going at the pace in which I want.
Exactly.
But I just need to keep moving forward, because the moment I stop is the moment that it's over. So I just got to keep moving forward.
Why do you think long-term vision beats quick wins, especially when it concerns optimism and resilience?
Yeah. So I think quick wins are great, right? Because they make you feel good. It's like, it's the same reason people like get on their phone and scroll and watch videos on social media, because you get that rush of like, I just got the quick win, right? It's good. But I think long term is better because of the inherent benefit that's in the name. It's long term, right? So when you wait to get a win, when you build a strategy, you build a plan, right? And then you put in the work to execute that strategy, execute that plan, and you eventually achieve that goal, the payoff for a long-term strategy and a long-term plan definitely took longer. Definitely the grind was longer, right? Everything was harder. Painful. Everything was harder about it. But at the end of the day, it's going to be more sustainable. The win that you get is going to be more sustainable because you've put in frameworks to make it more sustainable. But two, it's going to be more gratifying because you know how much work you put into it. You know how painful it was to get here. Versus, oh, I just woke up and I rolled into this win. Great. All right, cool. You're going to appreciate it, but you didn't grind for that, right? So it's not as valuable to you. So for me, like when you got to grind for something, you got to really like lean into it, the payoff makes it worth it.
And is it something that you always remember with the same emotions that you had the first time you got the win? Is it always that way?
I think for me it is, right? Because again, I value like that grind going through, right? So okay, I'm I'm gonna get a little bit personal here with that, right?
No, please do.
So in 2017, I got diagnosed with this very rare disease. It's like something like that only you can only get it in Southern California during certain times of the year, and you've got to be around certain types of soil. It was like all these things had to happen, and they just so that they happened, right? So I was in Arizona for work, and the conditions were right. I was near a certain type of soil. It started raining, and I happened to have
It rained in Arizona?
It did. And I happened to have... That's exactly my point. Moment. And I happen to have, like, the genetics that triggers it or whatever. And essentially, when it rained, the spores from the soil released some type of fume or something, and I was there, so I breathed them in, like, it's just
like a regular person.
Like a regular person. Fast forward a couple weeks, then all of a sudden, like, I'm really sick. And I think I've got the flu. And the doctor's like, no, just take some Advil, you're good or whatever. So I'm like, all right, bet. Fast forward, next thing you know, I'm in the ICU. Like, there's a bigger problem. I've got something going on with my heart, and it's just, life is spinning at this point.
Do you watch House?
I have watched House. So it was like an episode of House, because now I'm in the ICU, right? And the doctors are like, we're going to run all these tests. It might be some type of cancer. And they're testing me, and they still don't know. And keep in mind, this time period is we're talking about probably like a 2 to 3 week window, right? But in this 2 to 3 weeks, I've lost over 100 pounds. So I look completely different than I looked just a couple weeks ago, right? So at this point, I'm sitting at like 130 pounds, right? And it is not a pretty sight, but I'm still in the ICU, and the doctors are still completely unaware of what it is. But finally, through me just believing in myself, I'm gonna make it through this, and figuring out for myself, how can I make it through this? I went through my Rolodex, and one of my friends who happened to be a doctor, and she's also married to a doctor, I told her my symptoms. I told her what's been going on, and she was like, "This is what you have." It's like this.
No way.
She diagnosed me via text, and so I showed my doctors, "Hey, this is what she says it is.
Right.
Y'all should test me for this." And they test me, and they're like, "Oh my God, that's what you have."
So they didn't look at genetic markers.
So my friend said the disease I have, which is called coccidiomycosis.
Yeah.
She said that, in America anyway, they only learn about it like in the first month or two of medical school. After that, they never talk about it, because it doesn't happen, because people don't get it, right?
But is there a way to like check? Because you said that your genetics also...
I just use gene as a thing. I don't know. It was like they just told me that I'm one of the people who are susceptible to it. Not like me and you could be standing there, nothing would happen to you, but it happened. And I don't know if that's good of genes or what. It's something.
It's probably good genes.
Yeah, but it's something. But long story short, right? So like, I went from my deathbed because, believe me, like that was the path, right? I was rapidly losing weight.
I mean, 130 pounds for a man your size is really...
my life was pretty interesting, but what ends up happening after she diagnosed me, it's not like it was a quick, okay, now you're better. Right. It took me about 2 more years because I had to learn how to walk again. I had to learn how to basically talk, because at this point I was texting with her because I had lost use of like my vocals. I couldn't speak. I couldn't function as a human, right? But I like learned to walk again, learned to speak, learned to just do basic things. And I remember, again, that's a long-term play. I'm not going to get a quick fix. It took me 2 years to just function and just keep it every step of the way. Just like, I got it. I'm gonna make it. Definitely, I definitely had some down moments, but it was always like, at the end of the day, I'm gonna make it. It's just about putting my head down, working through it, and making it. And I made it.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. But speaking about those down moments, like, what grounds you? Because again, we are still humans, regardless of how super we can be from time to time. So what grounds you in your optimism? Like, what or who? Because I think now it's more of a who, like a village.
Definitely now it's several who's, right?
Right.
I think back then it was the belief that if I wasn't optimistic, who would be?
Mm.
Like it's
if I don't do it, who's
like
gonna?
who's gonna do it? Like I'm not waiting for some superhero to come into my life and change things, right? Like I'm gonna be the one who changes the things going on in my life. So I think initially that was it, right? But now sitting here married, having a child, the optimism is grounded in the fact that I want to make sure that one, creating a space and life and opportunity for my kids, maybe we'll see if they're kids, but right now it's a kid, my kid, that they feel like it's a space that they can grow and be nurtured into, right? And then obviously making sure that there's a space for me and my wife to live the type of life that we feel good about, right? So I'm real thankful that I found a partner who sees the world the way I see it in terms of how we need to move in the world.
So it's basically teamwork that makes the dream work.
It's teamwork that makes the dream work, yeah.
Okay. So I have another double whammy. So looking back, what surprised you most about your journey? The part that you didn't see coming at all?
There is no way on earth anybody could have told me two things when I was in my 20s. One, you couldn't have told me that I was going to end up being a public policy professional for a multinational corporation. That, like, what? Why would I?
What is that?
What are you talking about? Like, so what do I do? Okay, good luck with that. Like, bro, I'm not. Do you not see I'm living in my car? Like, I've got goals, but it does not include that, right? And then the other thing would have been, I'd be a dad, because real talk, like, I always saw myself getting married, but I never saw myself having a kid, because I was always good with kids and I always felt comfortable with them, but I always understood that having children came with a certain number of constraints. The way you live your life has to change, and I was always big on, I want to take risks in my life, right? And I definitely would have been like, no, I'm not having a kid. But now having a kid, understanding that I can still take risks, they just have to be more calculated, right? Because I'm not making the risk in isolation. So yeah, definitely public policy professional. All right, have a kid. Okay, so those two things are definitely things would not have seen coming.
And you're definitely grateful for.
Oh my God, yeah, 100%. Look, I mean, having a kid and a family, a wife, it's the best. It's the best.
Guys, can you hear him? I don't even know why I said that, because I think you can spin it my way as well. I'm just naughty. Now let's bring it back to work, and then we ended there. So on the work side, optimism has definitely opened the door for you and created certain breakthroughs for you in public sector relations and policy as well. So I guess I want to ask you, do you think that only logic works with strategy, or you think that you don't have the oomph until you add the optimism, and then you have the perfect mix?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I don't think just pure strategy works, right? Because when you're dealing in this type of work, a lot of it's about relationship building, right? Like in a lot of things, it's about relationship building. Right. So if you come in with straight logic and strategy, all right, well, not everybody's gonna want to work with you, right? And you need people to work with you to get things done, right? So I think for me, it's about trying to think through, even if I don't get the end result I want with a certain policy right now, how am I investing in those relationships to make sure that when there is a window for me to potentially get a policy through, my relationships that I've built have laid the foundation to make sure that happens, right? Because nobody does anything in this space alone. It's impossible. Like, you're trying to move policies through government structures. Like,
and
one person.
It takes a long time.
It takes a long time. So, like, one person can't do that. You got to build relationships, and people have to want to work with you. They have to want to do things for you because they like you. Right? Because if me and you are coming with the same idea or differing ideas, right? Like, why are they doing it for me versus you?
True.
Right? Well, I like her, so I'm going to do it for her. Right? So trying to just build genuine relationships where people actually kind of, they get to know you and hopefully like you for who you are.
Okay. Well, guys, I guess that rounds that up. But before we have to end, what do you advise the average person watching this podcast that's in a sort of slump right now in life, right? It's like they seem to be doing everything right, but things are just not working out the way they hope, you know, things should turn out. And they are probably so dejected that they don't even think towards like, oh, 3 months time, in 6 months time is what I hope. So what do you want to tell that person?
Yeah, look, that sucks. Real talk, like being in that situation.
What a bummer.
It is what it is. That's life. Like it sucks. I think one, acknowledge that you're in a shitty situation. It is what it is. You're in a shitty situation. But I think you also have to acknowledge the fact that you need to be persistent and patient, right? Because if I'm chipping away at a brick wall, I'm not gonna get through that wall right now, right? But if I keep chipping away and keep chipping away and keep chipping away, eventually I'm gonna make a crack, right?
Prison break,
right? Like, so I think for me, it's just be persistent, be patient. The resiliency will pay off, because at the end of the day, the difference between you and the other person is who's going to stick with it, right? People are going to drop off along the way. It's like life, right? You have friends that you grow up with, that you start with, and everybody makes different life choices, right? And then it's about, okay, who's going to stick with whatever persistent or resiliency that they're looking for to achieve whatever their goals are. Because we all want to be successful, but not everybody's willing to put in the work to be successful, right? It's easy to post on Instagram that you're successful.
Or LinkedIn.
Like, oh yeah, look at me. And you're really out here doing nothing, right? But I think it's really about just be persistent, do the work, and, you know, and definitely network. Everybody got to network. In whatever field you in, talk to people. Not everybody likes talking to people. Not everybody's an extrovert. I get it. I don't like talking to people. I like being in my house. I swear to you. I swear to you, I like being in my house, not talking to nobody. But I understand that to achieve anything in life, you need to engage with other people.
Yes, you do.
So yeah, I would say just be persistent, be resilient, and, you know, connect with people.
And guys, that is how I met Tunde. Just because of connection. Really, I don't think I met you in person until last year.
Yeah.
In Afrotech.
At Afrotech last year.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think the person I needed would give me a big hug. Like, thank you for getting me here. But no doubt. Guys, it's been a very remarkable conversation today. I think the one thing that strikes a chord within me is the fact that optimism doesn't mean that you are naive. You have to keep on pressing, you have to keep on pushing. And I am inspired by your story, right? Like, if I had to go through half of what you went through, I would write like 10 books already.
Hey, maybe I'll get a book deal off of this podcast.
Right, TV series.
Hey, something.
You know, maybe become the president someday. A wink, a wink.
Maybe.
But ultimately, guys, it's been great, and I can't wait to speak to you again. Hopefully, sometime not in the far future, and see you guys soon. Bye, everyone. Say bye to them.
Bye.
Bye. You're not saying it. Bye.
Bye.